Morning students, welcome in your chemistry class. We are studying chapter 5 surface chemistry. This is the fourth part of this chapter. In starting videos we have discussed about the adsorption and the catalysis. In this video we will discuss about the enzymes. What are enzymes? How we can nomenclate them? What are the properties of the enzymes and what is the mechanism of the enzymes, how they work on the substrates in the living beings. Okay, first of all, enzymes. What is the meaning of enzymes? As we know that in last videos we have discussed about the catalysts. Catalyst means catalyst is the substance which changes the rate of reaction, means R is changed by the catalyst. It doesn't take part in the reaction, but the rate of reaction is changed. Okay, when these chemical substances change the rate of reaction of any chemical or physical reaction, then these are the catalyst. But in living beings, many biochemical reactions are taking place. Okay, so the catalyst used for the biochemical reactions in living beings are known as the enzymes. Okay, the substances or chemicals which increases the rate of biochemical reactions are called enzymes. These are founded only in all living beings, because biochemical reactions means the chemical reaction which are taking place in living beings. Bio means here life. Okay, so the biochemical reactions are changed by the presence of some substances. These are the enzymes. In the presence of enzymes, the rate of these biochemical reaction becomes 10 to the power 6 or 10 to the power 9 times faster. Okay, in an enzyme can enhance the rate of biochemical reaction 10 to the power 6 to 10 to the power 9 times. Okay, these are the enzymes. For example, in our stomach, we have know that renin or trypsin enzymes are present, or in our small intestine, lipase enzyme is present. Okay, as you know that uh, peptidase peptidase enzymes are found in our body. Some oxidatase are also found as oxidatase enzyme. Some reductases are found in our body also. So these are the enzyme, and these are related to the specific reaction also, and can enhance the rate of biochemical reaction to 10 to the power 6 to 10 to the power 9 times faster. Okay, so this is the enzyme. Now we will discuss about the nomenclature of enzymes. How can we nomenclate them? So it is very simple, that enzyme related to a specific biochemical reaction is termed as the name of the reaction and ending with ase. For example, the enzymes which acting on maltose molecule. The name of that enzyme which acting on maltose is named as maltase. Ase is used. For sucrose, the enzyme is nomenclated as sucrase. Okay, so see, there enzymes are named on the basis of the reactant or reaction by ending with ase. See the examples here. Sucrose, sucrase acts on sucrose. Maltase acts on maltose. Urease acts on urea specific. Lactase acts on lactose. This is also sugar. Amylase on carbohydrate found in the saliva in our body. Hydrolases means for hydrolysis reactions. Oxidase means oxidation reactions. Reductase means for these enhance the rate of reaction of reduction type. Phosphatase means these enzymes are used in the phosphatization reaction. So we have seen here that what is the substance or the type of reaction. The enzyme is based named on the basis of the substrate or the reaction. If it is maltose, then enzyme will be maltase. If reaction is hydrolysis, then the name of enzyme related to hydrolysis will be hydrolase. Okay, this is the nomenclature of the enzymes found in living beings. Now we will discuss about the properties of the enzymes. First is the specificity. As in catalyst, we have discussed this catalysts are specific in nature. Means each reaction requires a special catalyst to enhance the chemical reaction. Same here, we can say that enzymes are very specific in nature. Okay, here only not only the reaction, but here a reactant is special for is specialized for the enzymes also. For example, we have seen that sucrase enzyme works only on sucrose. It is very specific for sucrose. It cannot work on the maltose or urea or any other carbohydrate. Lactose enzyme can only work on the lactose carbohydrate or lactose sugar, not on any other sugar. Lipase enzyme, here is not listed, lipase enzyme works only on lipids, means fat. So it is specific for lipids. So we can say these enzymes are very specific in nature and work only on the special type of reactant and not used in universally in living beings. Clear? Next property is optimum temperature. Optimum temperature, it is not compulsorily required for the catalyst that temperature or pressure conditions are specific, but for enzymes these are very specific. The enzymes are most active on a specific temperature. That temperature is known as the optimum temperature. Okay, the temperature at which enzymes are most active, it is termed as the optimum temperature. For example, in our body, the optimum temperature is 37 degrees Celsius because the temperature of our body is 37 degrees Celsius. If the temperature of our body is decreased or increased, then the activity of the enzymes is decreased. Okay, optimum pH, it is also very important factor for working the enzymes. This is not the required factor for the catalysis, but it is compulsory for the enzymatic catalysis because some enzymes work in the acidic medium while other enzymes work in basic medium. Okay, so the pH at which enzymes are most active in is termed as the optimum pH. Same for optimum temperature. Here the temperature at which enzymes are most active, and here the pH at which enzymes are most active is termed as the optimum temperature. For example, pepsin and trypsin are found in the stomach. Okay, so in stomach we know that their HCl is secreted. So pepsin and trypsin enzymes are most active in acidic medium in the stomach. Okay, two lyses the protein. Pepsin and trypsin enzymes works on protein, and protein is decomposed in amino acids, while lipase enzyme is found in the small intestine. In small intestine, bile juice is secreted, and bile juice makes the medium of food as basic. So because lipase is most active in basic medium in small intestine. So there is difference in the medium of the enzymes also. So the pH of medium is very most required condition for the most reactivity of the enzymes. Okay, so it is clear. Then the pH at which the enzymes are most active is termed as the optimum pH. Next is coenzymes. As in catalyst, we have see the varieties or the cofactors of the catalyst, that are um, catalyst promoters or catalyst. Uh, Catalyst promoter means the substances which enhances the reactivity of the catalyst. Same here, the metallic ions or substances which increases the reactivity of enzymes are known as the coenzymes. For catalysis, these substances are known as the catalyst promoters, and for enzymes, this is known as the coenzymes. Okay, for example, Fe plus 3 ion, Fe plus 2 ions, Mg plus 2 ions, K plus ion, acetyl coenzyme, etc. They are attached with the enzyme to enhance its reactivity. Okay, so coenzymes are very important factor to increase the reactivity or activity of the enzymes. Okay, some opposite of these are the enzyme poisons, just like as catalytic poison. Poison means which kills the reactant. Okay, here enzyme poison means the substance which destroys or kills the enzyme, means which destroys the activity of the enzymes, or enzymes become useless. So the metallic ions or substances which destroy the activity of enzymes are known as enzyme poison. In the presence of enzyme poison, enzyme is deactivated completely and becomes useless, and the reaction related to that enzyme is stopped. Okay, so there is a great effect on the metabolic activities in the living being. For example, HCnCO, carbon monoxide and hydrogen cyanide, these are the enzyme poisons. Clear? Thus, there are some differences between enzymes and catalyst. First the difference is the enzymes increases the rate of biochemical reaction, but catalyst can change the rate of reaction. It can decrease or it can increase also. Okay, enzymes acts only on biochemical reactions, while catalysts are used for chemical reaction. These are used only for biochemical, not for chemical reactions. All the enzymes are proteinaceous in nature. These are proteins, while catalysts are not protein. They can be hydrocarbon, they can be metals, they can be non-metals, okay, but not proteins. For enzymes, most activity, optimum temperature and pH are required. The activity of the enzymes is decreased in the absence of optimum temperature and pressure, while for catalysis there is no any requirement of optimum pH and temperature. All the catalyst works on each and every temperature and pressure. Enzymes are very specific in nature, means these are very specific for special reactant, while these are specific nature, means these are required for a simple or a special type of reaction, not only for uh, substance. So there are some differences between the enzyme catalysis and the catalytic catalysis. Now we will discuss about the theories of the enzymatic catalysis. Mechanism of enzyme catalysis. The theory or the mechanism of the enzyme catalysis is explained by the lock and key theory. This lock and key theory explains the mechanism of the enzyme catalysis. Enzyme catalysis is based on the lock and key theory, in which The substrate is converted into product by following two steps. There are two special steps to make product by the enzymes. First of all, this is the enzyme. Okay, just like it is a lock. Okay, it is the substrate here. This is. Okay, first of all, enzyme and catalyst mixed with each other, attracted by each other to make a simple complex that is known as, this is the enzyme, this is the substrate, and they make enzyme substrate complex. This is like this, yeah. This is the enzymatic part and this is the substrate part. We can explain this like this. Okay, first of all, the enzyme and substrate attracted by each other and or combined with each other to make enzyme substrate complex. And now the decomposition of substrate taking place on the surface of the enzyme and then detach with each other, and enzyme is reformed in its original position, and this reactant or substrate is converted into the product, means decompose into product like this. This is enzyme reformed and this is the product. So there is two steps. First step is the formation of enzyme substrate complex and second one is the decomposition of enzyme substrate complex into enzyme and product. So see, first of all, step 1, enzyme and substrate combines with each other to make enzyme substrate complex, or we can say E plus S is equal to ES. Okay, this is the enzyme, this is the substrate and enzyme substrate complex. By the diagrammatization we can explain that this is the enzyme and this is the substrate. They are combined with each other to make enzyme substrate complex. And the second one is the, by the structural change in the ES, means this enzyme substrate complex, product is formed and the removal of product takes place from the surface of the enzyme substrate complex. For example, this ES is converted into E plus P, or by diagram we can explain it is the enzyme, it is the substrate, it is the enzyme substrate complex, and here decomposition of this substrate is taking place and the enzyme is reformed again and this substrate is converted into product. Okay, so lock and key theory was given by Emil Fischer in 1894. It is very important question. Which scientists have given the enzyme complex lock and key theory to explain the enzyme catalysis? Thus, we can understand very easily what are the enzymes, and we will discuss about the shape selective catalyst. See, understand the students, shape selective catalyst means the catalyst which works on the basis of the shape of the reactant. Okay, the catalyst which enhances the rate of reaction on the basis of the shape and size of the reactant are called the shape selective catalyst. For example, zeolites. This is also written as the Na2Z. The complete formula of the zeolite is Na2Al2Si2O8. This is also known as the permutate, as you have seen in last means 11th class. Permutate is the zeolite which is used for the softening of hard water. It is used. Okay, so what is zeolite? Zeolite actually the aluminosilicates of metals. These are the aluminosilicates of metals. Okay, this is aluminosilicate. Okay, metals just like here it is sodium, it can be potassium or it can be calcium. Three metals are found in the zeolites. When these zeolites are heated, then the water molecules present as crystalline water between the crystals of the zeolites are vaporized, and there are some pores and canals or tubules are formed. So the structure of the zeolite becomes like a beehive. So these catalysts have beehive like structure. This is beehive. Okay, like structure with tubules and canals and cavities. And the reactant, which are exactly same with these tubules or canals or cavities, can catalyzed by these zeolites. So the reactant of same size with these catalysts are catalyzed with, and while other are not. So these catalysts select the reactants on the basis of the size of the tubules, canals or cavities. So these are known as the shape selective catalyst. It is very simple and very interesting thing. For example, zeolite. This is zeolite, also known as permutate, is used for the softening of the hard water. While ZSM5, this is also zeolite, is used in the cracking of petrol to make petrol from the alcohols. Or these zeolites are also used in the petrochemical industries or for the cracking or isomerization of hydrocarbons only. And with the help of the ZSM we can improve the quality of the fuel oil also, or for of the, or we can say we can enhance, we can improve the quality of the petrol also. Clear? Thank you.